Power outages have exploded by over 600% since the year 2000. That's not a typo, 600%, which means it's not a question of if you'll experience a blackout, but when. So here's what you need to ask yourself right now. When the lights go out, will you be ready, or will you be scrambling around in the dark, unprepared and vulnerable? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover exactly what you need in your emergency kit to not just survive, but actually stay comfortable during any power outage, whether it lasts a few hours or several days. We're covering the essential items you can start gathering today, plus 3 bonus items at the end that could literally make the difference between misery and comfort when that blackout hits. Welcome to Food Decider, where we help you make smart decisions about preparedness and the essential supplies that matter. If you find this information valuable, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss critical information that could protect you and your family when disaster strikes. Let's start with the most critical element of any emergency kit, water. You've probably heard it said that you can survive 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. That makes water your absolute #1 priority. Now, the best way to store water for emergencies is using stackable buckets. The ones from Lowe's work incredibly well because they're durable, they stack efficiently, and each bucket can hold up to 5 gallons of water. If you get 3 of these buckets, you're looking at 15 gallons of water storage, which is enough to keep a small family going for several days. But here's the thing most people miss. Storing water is only half the battle. You also need to be able to treat and purify that water. Even if you're storing tap water, it can develop bacteria over time, especially if it's been sitting for months. Make sure you have water purification tablets or a quality water filter in your kit. Being able to treat water means you can also use water from other sources if your stored supply runs out. This redundancy could save your life in an extended outage. Now let's talk about food, because once you've got your water situation handled, nutrition becomes your next priority. The key here is focusing on high-calorie, nutritionally dense foods that don't require cooking or refrigeration. Start with freeze-dried meals. These are game changers because they're lightweight, they last for years, and all you need is hot water to prepare them. Even if you can't heat water, many can be eaten with cold water in a pinch. Stock up on canned goods too. We're talking canned vegetables, canned meats, canned soups, anything that's already cooked and ready to eat straight from the can. Add protein bars to your stash. These are compact, calorie-dense, and you can eat them on the go. Pepperoni sticks are another excellent choice because they're shelf-stable, packed with protein and fat, and they actually taste good, which matters more than you think when you're stressed during an emergency. Don't forget bulk staples like rice. A large bag of rice takes up relatively little space and can feed your family for days. Yes, you'll need to cook it, but if you have any way to boil water, even on a small camping stove, rice becomes one of your most valuable resources. Label everything in your food bucket with the contents and the date you packed it. This simple step ensures you can rotate items before they expire, and you'll know exactly what you have without digging through everything. The next bucket you need to prepare focuses on hygiene and sanitation, and trust me, this is not something you want to overlook. When the power goes out and water systems potentially fail, maintaining basic hygiene becomes both more difficult and more important. Start with toilet paper, but here's where you need to be realistic. You don't need a year's supply, but you should have enough for at least 2 weeks. A dozen rolls should cover a family adequately for a moderate-length outage. Include bars of soap, hand sanitizer, wet wipes, and feminine hygiene products if anyone in your household needs them. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities that prevent illness and infection when sanitation systems might be compromised. Throw in some trash bags too, because waste management becomes a real concern during extended outages. You'll need a way to dispose of garbage and potentially human waste if toilets aren't functioning. Add another substantial quantity of rice to this bucket as well. Rice is so versatile and filling that having extra is never a mistake. It's cheap, it stores well, and it can stretch other ingredients to make them go further. In an emergency, boring food is still good food. Now, we need to talk about light, because when that power goes out, darkness becomes an immediate problem. You need multiple types of lighting solutions, not just one. Start with LED flashlights. Get several of them. LED technology has made flashlights incredibly efficient, so they'll run for hours on a single set of batteries. But don't stop there. Headlamps are absolutely essential and often overlooked. Why? Because they free up your hands. Try cooking, treating an injury, or fixing something in the dark while holding a flashlight. It's nearly impossible. A headlamp solves this problem instantly. Get one for each family member. Candles provide ambient lighting that can illuminate an entire room, though you need to be careful with open flames flames, especially around children or pets. They're best used when you're stationary and can monitor them carefully. Consider getting some of those large jar candles that burn for 40 or 50 hours. Just one of these can provide light for multiple evenings. Here's something critical that trips up a lot of people: batteries. You need to stock various sizes: AA, AAA, D cells, whatever your devices require. And here's the key. Before the emergency happens, check every single device you plan to use and make sure you have the right batteries for it. There's nothing more frustrating than having a perfectly good flashlight but the wrong size batteries. Store your batteries in a cool, dry place and check their expiration dates periodically. Yes, batteries do expire, and old batteries can leak and damage your devices. You also need an emergency radio, and this is non-negotiable. When the power's out, your phone will eventually die, your internet will be down, and you'll have no way to get information unless you have a battery-powered or hand-cranked emergency radio. Look for models that can receive AM, FM, and NOAA weather alerts. Some even have built-in flashlights and USB ports for charging phones. During an emergency, information is power. Knowing what's happening, how long the outage is expected to last, and whether there are any dangers in your area can literally save your life. Let's move on to medical supplies and other critical items you need to have ready. A comprehensive first aid kit is absolutely essential. Don't just grab one of those tiny travel kits. You need something substantial with bandages of various sizes, gauze pads, medical tape, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, pain relievers, anti-diarrhea medication, and any prescription medications your family needs. If anyone in your household takes prescription medications regularly, you need to have at least a week's supply in your emergency kit, maybe more if possible. Talk to your doctor about getting an extra prescription for emergency purposes. Missing critical medications during a disaster can turn a manageable situation into a life-threatening one. Now here's something that might surprise you: cash. When the power goes out, so do credit card machines, ATMs, and electronic payment systems. If you need to buy something from a store that manages to stay open, or if you need to pay someone for help, cash is king. Keep at least a few $100s in small bills: 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. Large bills can be hard to break when stores are operating under emergency conditions. Don't forget the small items that seem insignificant until you need them: a manure can opener, because all those canned goods are useless without it; plastic utensils or a camping utensil set; matches and a lighter stored in waterproof containers; a basic toolkit with a screwdriver or pliers and a wrench; duct tape and paracord, which have about 1,000 uses each; garbage bags, paper towels, and aluminum foil. These little items take up minimal space but solve major problems during emergencies. Now we're getting to the good stuff. 3 bonus items that will take your emergency kit from basic survival to actual comfort. These are game changers that most people don't think about, but once you have them, you'll wonder how anyone manages without them. Bonus item number 1, a portable fan. Now, if you live in a cold climate, you might skip this one. But if you're anywhere that gets hot, listen closely. When the power goes out in summer, the heat becomes unbearable fast, especially at night when you're trying to sleep. Air conditioning is something we take completely for granted until it's gone. A battery-operated or rechargeable fan can make the difference between getting some sleep and lying awake all night in miserable, sweaty discomfort. Look for fans designed for camping or emergency use. They're energy efficient, and some can run for 20 hours on a single charge. During an emergency, information is power. Knowing what's happening, how long the outage is expected to last, and whether there are any dangers in your area can literally save your life. Bonus item number 2, quality blankets. If you're in a cold climate, this moves from bonus item to absolute necessity. When the heat goes out in winter, temperatures inside your home can drop fast. You need warm blankets, sleeping bags, or even emergency Mylar blankets that reflect body heat. Layering is your friend in cold weather emergencies. Have enough blankets for each person to layer 2 or 3 deep if needed. Consider keeping some in your car as well, because if you're stranded during a winter outage, blankets could save your life. And now for bonus item number 3, the ultimate game changer:
a solar-powered power bank system. This is next-level preparedness that transforms your emergency experience. We're not talking about those tiny power banks that charge your phone once. We're talking about a substantial battery system that can be charged with solar panels, giving you the ability to run lights, charge multiple devices, and even power small appliances during extended outages. These systems have gotten incredibly affordable and efficient in recent years. A good setup can keep your phones charged, run LED lights for hours, and even power a laptop or small fan. The solar panels mean you can recharge it during the day, giving you essentially unlimited power as long as the sun comes out. During a multi-day outage, this single item can maintain some sense of normalcy and keep you connected to the outside world. It's an investment, yes, but it's one that pays for itself the first time you use it during a real emergency. Before we wrap up, remember that your specific situation matters. If you have infants, you need formula, diapers, and baby supplies. If you have pets, you need food and water for them too. If someone in your family has special medical needs, factor that in. The beauty of building your kit now, while there's no emergency, is that you can customize it perfectly for your household. The time to prepare is right now, not when the weather forecast looks bad or when the power company warns of potential outages. Build your kit today. Check it twice a year. Rotate the food and water. Test your flashlights and radios, because when that outage hits, and statistics tell us it probably will, you'll be calm, comfortable, and ready while everyone else is panicking in the dark.